All right, this video is going to be an overview of the course website for human anatomy as well as a rundown of the syllabus. So the first things first is how are we going to find the website? I think the easiest way is just to go on the Mounds View High School page, go to the teacher websites. My name's right over here. Click on that. And then there are class websites right here. You can click on that and it'll bring you to links to the websites, which are you either have ARC Biology, the other class I teach, and then Human Anatomy and Physiology, which is the class you are enrolled in. All right, so this will bring you to the page. This is a new website, so it'll load a few things. It might change throughout the year as well, but this is what it looks like as of early September. You can see that there is a link to Google Classroom. We just enrolled in the classroom. This is, or in Google Classroom. So you're probably familiar with that. There is a Crash Course Anatomy link. I love Crash Course. I think it's a great website for reviewing and even learning new things as well. It's great because you can always pause as well as go back and rewatch the actual the lesson. It has really good animations too. They just added human anatomy on Crash Course, so it's kind of updated and it's had a lot of cool animations, and I think it's very user friendly. Here's the syllabus itself. I brought up the syllabus. There's also, this is a link. It's just loading right now. I'm not sure why it's taking so long, but it'll appear as that. It'll bring you to this. Okay, so here's the syllabus itself. I'll get to that in just a second. Actually, I want to show you a couple other things. I have the research project information that will come up soon. I'll be doing another screencast on that, expectations. So I'll get into that later. There are virtual dissections as well. Virtual dissections are more of an aid to the actual dissection, but there are, sheep, brain, and cow eye, walkthroughs of these dissections. So if you wanted to review for a practical, and I'll explain what a practical is here, but you could always go into these. And then I also, have a link to even more websites, and this is a really, really good website for dissection. These are all just meant to help and aid in how you go about that. You click on the home screen right here. I'll bring you back. I think there's one more. Yeah, and then unit notes and study guides, which I think is very useful as well for studying for exams. And then also at the very bottom, I'm not sure why it's taking so long to load. There is a class calendar, which is really useful. As it's going here, we'll see what we'll wait for it to load. Actually, I can just bring it up over here. Yeah, there's a calendar right there, and right now there's nothing on the agenda. You can look at it a monthly view. You can see it's August, so obviously there's nothing there. You can do a weekly view as well, whatever you prefer. All right, we can click on unit notes and study guides. You can see that unit 1 is pretty much done, ready to go for you guys. You can see it's an intro to anatomy. I will include like slides. There'll be slides and then the actual learning targets. And these learning targets are pretty important because they're what I base my test questions off of. Now it's not just, literally the same thing on a piece of paper and then you have to do that. But if you can, talk through this and really explain in detail why, if, for example, like why anatomy and physiology are related, you're just fine. And obviously, that's what we're going to be aiming towards during the actual lesson portions. You can see the slides themselves are loading, and then it's kind of cool. You can click through them. I'm not sure why this is being so slow, but you can see introduction to anatomy. It's loading the slides. It's usually not this slow. All right, and then you can see the slides finally loaded, and you can click through them and see exactly what we're going to be doing. All right. So back to human anatomy, physiology. Here is the syllabus that I clicked on from the homepage. Here's my contact information, another link to the website itself. My office hours, I'm pretty much available any day after school. Tuesday is technically my communication day, so I'm a little bit less available on Tuesdays, but just work with me and I'll find a time that I can meet with you guys. Course overview, basically we're going to be doing a systemic approach on studying the intricate human body. We'll go through each system and we'll try to relate it all back to this overarching theme of homeostasis, which we'll learn all about. All right, so here are the learning goals. I can have you guys read through those. Basically, we're going to be looking at how homeostasis applies to everything, understanding mechanisms of disease, clinical relevance, and why do we do that? We want to make real life applications to see how these concepts that we're learning in class all relate together. I'll go through those as well. Grading policy. Oh boy. It's your standard Mounds View High School grading policy. If you have questions, let me know. The big thing to recognize is that I don't round up. Whatever grade you have, if you have an 89.4, that's an 89.4. Recognize this. If you are concerned that you are on the line, maybe in a past class you got an 89.4 and your teacher didn't round up. Use it as a learning experience. Do relearning. Even if you get 7 out of 10, that means there are some gaps in your knowledge. So go back and fill those in at the time. Don't try to do it all at the end and with a pleading email. Anyway, how are you graded? Basically, it's 80-20. You get 65% and 15% final, 65% for exams, quizzes, various labs, case studies, projects, things like that. Unit exams are usually 2 systems or chapters, but they switch. Sometimes, it's only 1 chapter and then there's a quiz and there's 2 chapters and then there's a unit exam. Labs, things like that. These things are also that I include in my class are called concept checks. They're basically mini quizzes of 1 to 2 short answer, multiple short answer or multiple choice. Those are just basically check-ins to see how we're doing with the actual concept. I'm also including a variety of case studies. This is basically, again, to learn how real life applications and how, anatomy and physiology human anatomy physiology is seen in everyday life. You can always view your grades through Synergy, which is like TIES or SchoolView. I created, I'll talk more about dissection when we get there. If you're concerned about dissection and you don't want to do it, make sure you let me know by the end of the first week of the semester, okay? So I can have a plan for you. I'll let you know what that usually is, okay? Again, a link to the website. The research project, I'll do another entire screencast on. Just know that you will be doing a research project throughout the semester. I'll go through all that in another screencast. But basic expectations. Come to anatomy and physiology ready to learn. Have a positive attitude. Be vulnerable to the idea that you are going to do well in this class and that you are going to really like science. Obviously, this is an elective, so you guys probably have some sort of extrinsic motivation to be here, and I'm pretty excited to be a part of that. Anyway, so if you have just show up, don't skip class, come in on time, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, materials. I like basically a notebook, pencil, something to a folder. And another thing is colored pencils. I have some, but colored pencils help quite a bit. No phones in this class. Be respectful. No food and drink. Just have water. A little bit of. If you need a snack, just make sure it ends up in the garbage. But basically know that actions have consequences. You guys are getting to that age and that young adult maturity that you need to know that obviously you will have consequences. But that pretty much wraps it up for